Good morning, Mets fans, and welcome to a soggy edition of Driving with Mr. Met. It is Tuesday, and I am Mr. Met, and I thank you for watching this video. It's been a while since I've recorded anything, and as has been the case with pretty much this entire off-season, there just hasn't been a whole lot happening, and there just hasn't been a whole lot to talk about and report. So it's the reason why I haven't really been saying much over the last couple of days, because I haven't had anything to say. The Mets haven't done anything newsworthy, and really no other team has either. But I do want to talk about a few of the little news bits I've read over the last couple of days and make a few comments on those. It's a reunion type situation, at least as far as some of the rumors and news bits that have been floated around Metsville of late. Ty Kelly re-signed by the Mets to a minor league contract. Yes, Team Israel's own Ty Kelly is back in the orange and blue after spending the last half of last season with the Phillies. Ty Kelly's back. There's rumors that the Mets may be interested in a reunion with Bartolo Colon, which, I'm in favor of, but I understand the concern that Mets Twitter seems to have with bringing Colon back. It's sort of like the vibe is basically move on. Like, we love Big Sexy, we love what he did here, but move on. He had a terrible season last year, which is pretty much true. But, is it worth bringing him back on a very low-cost deal? I think it is, if only because there are going to be situations where you can't rely on Matz or Wheeler, or God forbid Harvey or DeGrom or Syndergaard. So there are going to be situations where the Mets have to dip into their reserves to make spot starts or starts for an extended period of time. And the question I come back to is, who would you rather see on the mound? Bartolo Colon or Seth Lugo? Or any one of the jobbers who came out of the rotation to finish the season last year. No disrespect to any of these guys, but look, Chris Flexen is not Bartolo Colon, and nor should he be. But the bottom line is, Bartolo Colon knows how to pitch. He always has, and so I wouldn't be completely opposed to bringing back Bart on a one-year deal, assuming it wasn't an expensive contract. In fact, league minimum type contract would be ideal. But that's the Bart rumor. I'm okay with it. The other thing I read, some sad news, was almost like a reality check type moment for David Wright, who late last week noted that he doesn't really know what to expect for himself for the future. It's almost like for the first time in this whole scenario that David's been stricken with for the last 3+ years, he's almost admitting not defeat, but that a lot of this is out of his hands. And that sucks, because I hate seeing David Wright feel like he's giving up, or look like he's giving up, or not look like he's 100% certain that he's going to be back. I think we all know that he probably won't ever be back, and if he ever is, he'll be less than a shell of himself. But he always had that drive, he always had that passion to put in 120% to get back to be on the Mets and to be a contributor to the team. And that's going to be something that I'm going to miss if David decides, that's it, it's over, I'm not going to try to come back anymore. On the flip side of that, there are still a slew of free agents available. Matt Cerrone wrote up a good piece on Mets blog this morning, or maybe it was last night, about what kind of budget do the Mets have, and we understand they can't afford these guys on $10 million, but this is the sort of special scenario where you might be able to get these guys on one-year deals and offer them a little bit more, maybe extend the budget more than you wanted to, but offer them that money to get them to play for the Mets in 2018 and provide some offense and depth behind this pitching staff, which expects to be really good. I'm still on board with Mike Moustakas. That's why I transitioned from this David Wright discussion to Mike Moustakas. He can play third base. Mike Moustakas can play third base, and he can play it pretty well. So I gotta say, I as much as I want to see David come back, dude, make an offer to Moustakas. Give him 1 year, $20 million. Who cares? It's 1 year. There's no long-term commitment. And Cerrone's point was, if you could bring these guys in on a 1 year deal, whether it's Moustakas or Lorenzo Cain or Todd Frazier or Jonathan Lucroy or anybody who's looking for a contract who just hasn't been able to get a contract. The funny one was, I didn't realize this either, and Cerrone pointed this out on Mets Blog. Mark Reynolds, who hit 30 home runs last year, can play first base, third base, and outfield, still hasn't even been offered a contract by anybody. That's just crazy. But that's the market that these teams are in, that these players are in, and so the teams need to start taking advantage of this. You pick up some of these guys, and 2018 goes to hell, and you're not competing. You can flip any one of them or all of them at the trade deadline and bolster the farm. Not unlike what the Mets ended up doing in 2017. So I'm interested in seeing what the Mets decide to do over the next couple of weeks. And this actually extends beyond the Mets. I'm interested in seeing what baseball is going to do with all of these guys just being out there waiting to be offered a contract by some team. We're talking about good players, and this is all, I don't want to say it's unprecedented, but it's almost unprecedented that there are so many good players that are still available at this point. 3 weeks till pitchers and catchers, folks, and this will be my last video of this week. So I'm going to be out of town, and I will not be recording anything until at the earliest Monday of next week. So I thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter if you're not already doing so, at Mr_Met. If you have any thoughts or opinions about what we talked about today, leave them in the comments below. And as always, let's go Mets.